After crewing all these races over the years, what's something you wish that more runners understood?
Oh gosh, how hard it is to crew. Mike has some of his friends who have crewed with me, and they are the first to admit, crewing is harder than running, because and not so much physically, but just the logistics of putting it all together. Um, I think it'd be great for every runner to serve on a crew for an ultra and understand what the crew is going through because it really does sound like an easy job. Oh, you just have to get me my stuff on time, No big deal. It's a big
Yep.
deal. It's a
Yeah,
big
it's tough.
deal. Yeah.
I agree. I think every runner should crew. I think every runner should volunteer for a race. At least do those two things.
Hmm.
Especially if you've run more than three or four, and just a way to give back because you can't put people all over these really long courses safely without having some volunteers and help. So it's kind of crazy.
Now, the
Um,
volunteers are great. And, when you come to an aid station and your volunteers are runners who know how to get that cap off that weird little bottle that you started running with and, can say, oh, the terrain is like this. I ran this race last year. But any volunteer is great. But I think the runners who are volunteering have just an extra gift for the runners because of their experience.
yeah, I think you're right. I don't know. Is there anything that's like basic or technical that we didn't cover that would be really good for people to know?
I don't think so. For me, crewing is all about making a plan, understand the runner's needs, figuring out the logistics, and then being flexible when time and chance, screw you up. Um, I, Anyone who wants to contact me about crew questions, I'm always happy to answer questions. Um, but like I said earlier, the right attitude, the right plan, it's not an easy thing to do, but you can get a lot of enjoyment and sense of accomplishment out of helping you run across that line.
That's cool. When did you write the book?
I wrote it in, I think, 2022. I'd had so many people tell me, you should write a book about this, and I just did not have time. And if I was going to do it, I really wanted to put some really good thought into it. And then COVID hit, and I had time. So I think I wrote it or started writing it the second year of COVID, and it started out a lot more basic. And then I realized how many really funny stories I had about crewing and some of the things that have happened. And then, some of the pro tips of, things that I found that make things easier and some equipment recommendations, things that I think make crewing easier. So it got a little bit bigger than I originally planned, but, I'm proud of that book. It comes in a Kindle version and it comes in a paperback, version. It's about like an 8.5 by 11 book. And I liken that to having a field journal. I like seeing someone out there who there's plenty of room for notes in this book. So if I'm talking about how I do something, then you can go, okay, the next race I want to try this, but do it this way. So I think it's a really handy thing to just to be able to have a physical copy in your hand.
Heck yeah. And like crew can be a thankless job. The good runners are always going to make you feel loved and all that
Hmm.
stuff. But if you don't have any other ideas on how to say thanks to your crew, like buying this book a month or two for your crew and sending it over to them and letting them get an idea of things they hadn't thought about is a good way to do it. Because
Yeah,
I figured you wrote it as a field manual type
I
deal for people,
did.
which is cool.
And my email is in the back of that book. So you go through the book and go, I have questions and you can email me.
Heck yeah.